Not the Rangers. Your game.
Oh yeah, congratulations to the Rangers for sure. That's first things first, especially on a night like this. But there was a lot of magic in there. Man, that shot, it was crazy. I was going into crashed offensive glass, and I was like, man, this has a chance. And I just kept following it. And, man, what a night for Luka. What a night for our team. Not necessarily guarding the Nets as well as we would have wanted. Not paying attention to the game plan as well as we would have wanted and what we're capable of doing. But to leave out of here, home floor, first game of the season with a win, feels good.
You've been around. You've seen how many of these shots Luka hits in practice. Anytime there's his hand.
Natural. Just a natural at it, man.
Yeah. So first off, what makes him good at that? And second off, is what makes him good at that? Is it the same skills that make him?
Man, I think a lot of practice, a lot of freelancing in his time, playing horse, and just being a kid and trying every shot possible and having that self-confidence, man. He takes some crazy shots in practice, makes them. So it's definitely part of his skill.
It's got to be some sort of like hand-eye coordination, reflexes, all that stuff. The same stuff that maybe makes.
Hey, man, it's a make-or-miss league. So, sometimes you're going to make them and sometimes you're going to miss them. But tonight, I'm grateful that it went our way because we were definitely in a nail-biter against this team.
Being in a home opener here at the AAC, kind of compare, and how was that kind of being part of this team from the beginning of the season?
It felt amazing. I tried my best to be present and keep a seriousness about myself just to get ready. For me, getting my legs underneath me, it's my third game. Technically, I wish I had more time in the preseason, just trying to get in better shape and get my balance underneath me. It's just a lot of shots that I'm missing short. And when you're missing short, you just got to continue to go into the weight room, continue to do the work that got you here and continue to trust. And that's what I've been doing. But it's also a little frustration because playing at home or playing against San Antonio Spurs, first two games, you want to play extremely well and set the precedent. But, again, it's not just a me game. It's a team sport. My teammates are picking me up, and I think you're going to see a bit of a different role for me this year because of the pieces we have and how well we can give Luka a break when he's not necessarily being the number one scoring threat and just coming in and kind of balancing out everything. So it just felt good to be here, though, for the first game. It was loud. The fans were engaged, and when Luka's having a special night like that, it's amazing to see, and not just as an opponent, just be on his team and just want to continue to feed him that good energy so he brings us home.
You talked a lot about pace kind of this offseason, especially going into the season. What did you think about the pace in the first two games, especially tonight?
It was good. It was good. If J-Kid was sitting next to me, I'm sure he would be like, it could be better. And he's absolutely right. There are going to be times throughout the game where we can push and pick up our pace, and other times where we're going to have to become a half-court team and really make teams guard us. And that 1-3 pick and roll, we haven't necessarily gone to it, me and Luka. And those are reps that we still got to put in. But I feel good about just how we're gelling and how we're picking each other up. And obviously our roles moving forward throughout the season, too, will still be defined. So just take it one game at a time. But it's good to feel. It's good to be 2-0 to start the season.
Can you talk about the emotional playing your first game against the Nets?
You said what?
Can you talk about the emotional playing your first game against the Nets?
It's just another game, man, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's just a media thing to, like, against your former team to have, like, this angst or this anger going against them. But for me personally, it was just another game going against some of my brothers in the league. And good to, bring that physicality for all four quarters and, see what they're going to look like down the line when we see them again in Brooklyn. So.
Hi, Kevin Durant was asked about Jamal Crawford being on the Hall of Fame docket later this year.
Mm-hmm.
Just thoughts about the possibility of him going first ballot and things of that, and what he's.
I believe he deserves it. There are definitely some players that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, that aren't. But for me, it's an incredible moment to see somebody as selfless as Jamal to be inducted or to be up for the induction. I'm proud of him, happy for his family. He deserves it, and he's done far more off the court than he's done on the court, and he's helped a lot of us young guys out that doesn't get any media attention, doesn't get any attention from our peers. You know, he's nestled or nested up in Seattle, and he's, you know, helped out a few NBA players that are presently playing and young, and they're going to be the future of our league. And I was definitely one of those guys that he took under his wing, and I wouldn't say I idolized him. I would say that I enjoyed watching him mature off the court and him giving me great advice when I needed it. You know, there was a few times I was having you know, some emotions with the game of basketball, not making shots, not winning enough, or, you know, not having a clarity that you need, a peace of mind. And he helped me out a lot, just being a person that I could call, being a person I could go out and see in Seattle and just be there with his family. And he took care of everything, man. And, you know, you don't meet too many people like that in the world that'll just go out of their way to help you. And they don't really care about your status. They don't really care about who you are. They just want to see you do well. So Jamal's definitely in that category. But congratulations to him and his family for being on the ballot.
Exciting 2-0. Would you say it's been a fulfilling 2-0?
You said fulfilling?
Well,
I'm still early, man. I'm still early. Yeah, it's real early.
I feel like there's a lot of room for improvement, or
Yeah, there's always going to be room for improvement, you know, throughout the season. I don't think we'll play a perfect game ever unless everybody makes 100% of everything. We get every rebound and we keep the other team on zero, and, you know, an ideal world, right? But there's always going to be room for improvement, and that's the game of basketball. You know, just got to accept the flaws, accept the mistakes when they come, and be ready to get better the next day. We got practice tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Shout out to J-Kid. 13-year vet, man. I used that card a little bit in practice, man. 13 years, man. I'm feeling it. Yeah, man, I'm feeling like I'm 13 years in. So, but it sets a precedent when we're lifting after games and we're watching film together and breaking bread and doing things that help us gel more.
You mentioned earlier that tonight was a nail-biter. The first two games were really nail-biters. How would you assess the team's ability to play in the clutch the first two games opposed to last year?
I think we've been able to. I talked after the San Antonio game, but we've been able to transfer what we're doing in practice into games this early in the season. We work on our end-of-game situations. We don't want any, you know, examples where we don't get a shot off, and it's still in the back of my mind clearly. Just when I was first here, and you don't know who's going to take the game-winning shot. You don't know who's going to be that guy that comes up clutch. And I think the beautiful thing about this season is we have started from day one in training camp, and we all respect each other's talents. And when you have selfless guys such as myself and Luka, and we're looking to each other, and we have the guys looking to us, and we're willing to pass the ball to each other and allow each other to be great, I think it sets the precedent for the rest of the team to follow suit. You know, Luka's going to be Luka, I'm going to be me. We want everybody to be themselves, but we also have roles that we want to develop into in order to be a greater team. You know, it's a team sport, so as much as a person on the team may take a burden on, we don't want that. We want everybody to be there for each other and, you know, live with the mistakes and live with the success together.
Thomas mentioned after the game that he spoke to you afterward. What do you kind of make his performance to start the year, and what did you tell him?
It's nothing new for me. I've been seeing it in practice, you know, for quite a while now, just getting reps with him and just tell him to stay patient and wait for his time, but also when he gets in, take advantage of the opportunity, which I feel like he's doing. It was good to see him start, 12 for 19, 30 points. He's up there with the league leaders in average already, but if you look at some of the games that he had last year, it makes you wonder, why isn't he playing more? Why isn't his role a little bit bigger? But that's for Brooklyn to figure out, and he's still a young player developing, still has to play both sides of the ball, he still has to continue to improve, and in order to be a winning player, you also have to be selfless in your approach, and we have a lot of great scorers, and Cam's a great scorer, and now just once he puts the complete package together, he'll be fine, Gave him a lot of confidence. He already had a lot of confidence coming to the league. Doesn't need much more added on, but he was in the trenches with me, so he understands what it's like to kind of be at the bottom mentally and work your way back up. So for him, just wish him nothing but the best. It's my little brother.
Your first opponent, the Spurs, had a traditional big, and they avoided switching and played in more of a pick and roll coverage today. The Nets didn't have a big and were switching.
Yeah.
Does it help you to see those different styles early in the season as you continue to sort things out?
Yeah, for sure. And we also needed to see it early in the season because we're going to be playing against teams that are going to be perimeter oriented, going to be putting up a lot of threes, and we got to be able to crash those boards and secure the possession and get back on the offensive end and keep our pace up. I think it's pretty simple.
There's some zone in there too, right?
Yeah, we threw a little zone, and Lonnie Walker shot us out of the zone. So
Well,
tonight,
possession, yeah.
maybe like they're 1-2-2 or they're 1-3-1. They tried that, and I shot them out the zone. It's too hard. It's too hard to play zone in the league. Every team tries it. Few teams are successful at it. So you just got to get them out of that, man. We're too good in this league to play zone.
Thank you.
All right, you guys go home safe. Yep.